Alright, Mom, I'm going to try to do a video for you. This is going to be a basic Cobra, no buckle. This is the inner piece, okay? It's about a 2-foot piece that you fold in half. It could be any color that you choose. I like it to be a color that's actually in the bracelet. Like I'm using blue and white, so I use white or blue in the middle. So what we're going to do first is you want either 2 4-foot pieces or 1 8-foot piece. If you do 2 different colors, you have to do 2 4-foot pieces. So what I do is snip them. It's got to be a clean cut. Alright, and once you clean cut them, now you can practice this with one color. It'll make it a little easier. But once you clean cut them, you burn the ends. You just kind of melt them a little bit. Maybe about 6 seconds or so each one. And you'll see them, they almost start on fire. If they start on fire, you've done it enough. And then they'll start smoking. So what you do is you hold them together while they're still wet without trying to burn yourself there. Alright, and then once they start to cool down a little bit, once they're not too hot, you can kind of form them with your fingers a little bit. Gotta be careful. My fingers are callous, so I hardly feel it anymore. Alright, and then you got something like that, okay? It's pretty strong. You might want to let it cool before you start. Alright. So once you get it together like that, or if you start with an 8-foot piece, you can do the same thing. Okay, you start with it behind. It's rather difficult because I'm trying to do it with a camera as well, but alright. I always put I call that the little melted piece right there. I always put that in the middle. So I want blue across the top. So when it's the Cobra bracelet, I want the blue in the middle. So I'm going to put the blue across the top like that. Take the other piece, go over. It's going to go under here, okay, and up through this loop right there. So under and through. Alright. So you have something like that. And then all you do at this point is just pull it tight. And there's your loop at the end of the bracelet. So at this point, pull both sides until it tightens up on itself, okay? You want to remember which side is in front though. The blue's in front. So at that point, it's pretty easy from here. You got to make sure that loop is the same size that you're going to want it at the end, okay? Once you start from here, you put the blue across, and the white up through the middle. Alright, it's the same thing I did with the first time, but I did it the opposite way. Alright, I'll show you again. Blue across the top, okay? White over the blue, under everything, and up through here. Alright? So you have that. And pull it tight. Alright? So you're starting to see the pattern there. Remember, blue, the color that's on top is the color you're going to do first. You're going to make the loop like that. Alright? The other color underneath everything, through. And pull. Alright? Do it again. And this starts going a little bit quicker. Alright? Keep going, keep going. After you get about 3 or 4 done, I usually tighten them up by just kind of pushing up on them. Not too much to close this loop. You don't want to close this loop at all, because otherwise that loop will be too small. But these loops can be closer to each other. Now you want to make sure you pull on it pretty well each time, because otherwise these side loops are going to be different sizes. To get those all the same size, you have to pull consistently every time. Alright, so you have this where you have the end here. So you want to make sure that this is going to be long enough for your wrist. So if I can try to show you there. Once it comes around, you're going to have this sort of thing, okay? So this is where that knot's going to be. I'll show you how to do that knot at a later time. But for right now, you only have to do that pattern for as big as the wrist is that you're going to size. All right. So you can do you know so much of it, and then stop and then size it to the wrist to make sure that you're not doing it too long. And then in my next video, I'll show you how to do that diamond knot on the end. All right. So that is the Cobra stitch or Cobra weave. I didn't come up with a name. All right, there you have it.